Pencils down, dudes. Welcome to yet another week of Bailey School DropOuts. I'm your host, Matt, and I'm here with other hosts, which you hear every week. Nothing out of the ordinary here. We got Ed.
Do you guys remember when Matt said ding-a-ling?
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
And we got Dave. I was going to ask you guys what you think about throwing a little ding-a-ling in there. I think it's nice to mix it up.
Hey, I am not a man who will ever say no to a little ding-a-ling. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just being that this is episode, what are we on now? Like
1089.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But like,
yeah,
this is a podcast about a children's book and young children. Yeah. So when I hear little ding-a-ling, I instantly check to make sure the cops are not knocking on my door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're not taking me down.
Hansen free zone. Chris Hansen free zone.
Didn't he get caught with like hookers?
I don't know. Probably
he did. He did something. He had some kind of like fall from grace where like people stopped like taking him seriously anymore. Is it weird to say that To Catch a Predator was my favorite reality show?
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I always just like to see what they'd bring. And I feel like if the show, because they'd always be like, hey, we got some wine coolers. Hey, we got some.
Yeah.
Like, everybody would have like a White Claw. It'd be like, hey, I have a White Claw and Roblox gift cards. Like,
what always astounded me is it would be these like gross middle-aged men in like polos and jean shorts, and they would stroll up with like the most confidence. And it's like, damn, I don't know where these pedophiles are getting these confidence from. But I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. Of just their pure
of the confidence, not the pedophile part.
Well, I'm not showing up. I can with
do
a
without
36-pack of Red Bull and a big bag of condoms.
One thing that I've learned that I think about a lot is that there was always, unless we shoot shit into space, thanks Elon Musk, there's always the same amount of matter on Earth. There's always the same amount of atoms or something. If it is the same amount of confidence, where there's only so much confidence, it sucks that these pedophiles are taking up so much of it.
Yeah. Redistribute the wealth, right? The top 1% of pedophiles own all the as much confidence as the 49% of the poorest. I don't know what the fuck.
It sucks because back when the world was normal, I would go to a hockey game and have to pee like shoulder to shoulder with everybody. And where's the confidence then?
Oh, man. I can't imagine, I'm blessed enough to have worked from home all this time, and I can't imagine going back to what I did in the office, like going into the bathroom and just standing next to somebody I work with and pissing. Like it would be impossible for me. It took me years to just get there.
I've always been a shy peer, and yeah, that is an unforeseen side effect of the pandemic is I have not peed alongside another man in awkward silence in at least a year.
Nice.
I mean, blessed that you had awkward silence. I had got like people at work just like normal, like don't break a single beat when we stand side by side in the urinal. Just continue. It's truly amazing.
It's a great way to figure out a person. What they say when they're peeing next to you changes everything. Like if they make like a joke like, oh, this is kind of awkward. You're like, all right, cool. We can be fine. But if someone like whips their dick out and starts like ripping a loud braid at the fucking porcelain wall. And he's just like, yeah, Jen's hot, right? You're like, oh, this person, I mean, they should die.
Yeah. I had a dude. Go ahead.
No, you go, Matt.
I was just going to say, I had a guy I used to work with who, there was 3 urinals in the bathroom. So I was standing 1 urinal apart from this other guy I worked with. And this guy came up and went right to the middle one and said, like, mind if I cut in? Like something like that. He was like, is this for me?
So that's like, either that guy's a pedophile or he's one of the lucky ones that got some of that confidence.
Exactly.
Or he's just got a big old wiener.
Full of confidence. Yeah, I doubt it, but I mean, you never know. He might have a nice looking hog.
Because I mean, even if life's bad, imagine opening your pants and being like, "Ta-da! It's my wiener."
I wouldn't know.
Same.
And what was your wiener story?
In I would have been like much younger, but I was at a banquet hall for some reason. And I remember this very specifically because it was the DJ who was an older man and I'm at the urinal, and he comes in and he comes up right to the next to the urinal, or the urinal right next to me. And as we're peeing, he rips the loudest goddamn fart.
Oh man, that's another thing.
Which, I mean, I guess he's in the right room to do it, but like, it's very awkward having a stranger fart right next to you.
I, in my head, I thought like he would pop over to the urinal, and you said he's like a DJ at like a banquet. So I imagine he'd go to like a random urinal, and he'd be like, slide to the right, and like pee in the middle, slide to the left, crisscross. Like, also,
go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a story. I forget where I heard this, but it was about somebody who worked. I forget where they worked. They worked in like the government somewhere, and they said like John McCain went and was peeing in the bathroom and just like ripped a loud fart next to him, and then just like went and washed his hands and left. Like, like John McCain. I mean, war hero, yes. Other stuff, don't want to go into it. Loud farter, you bet.
Check.
Oh, someone's like, "What do you think about John McCain?" I'll be like, "Oh, that fart guy." Oh, he did other things I'm not aware. I don't really.
Yeah, his voting record is shit, but his farts are immaculate.
I've always had the notion that Ted Cruz is the kind of person that goes into the bathroom and pulls his pants all the way down to the floor when he pees in the urinal.
1,000%. Yeah. He's wearing a blazer, so like the tails of the blazer cover his little cheeks.
But he's got to lift the front up.
Yeah.
Like the front of the blazer, he's got to lift up so he doesn't get pee on it. And as he's doing, he goes, "I'm a big boy."
I pull my diaper down today.
Yeah.
I go potty like a big boy.
He wraps it in toilet paper. And I don't mean like the toilet. Like he does, like his mom told him to do it on the toilet seat, but he does it on the urinal for some reason. Like he goes and like, but he does it like strip by strip. He makes like a paper mache.
Just like mummies it.
And somehow he still gets it all over the floor in his shoes. It's crazy.
Dumb piece of shit.
I
remember this tweet that sticks with me is like some guy said he was in the bathroom and this guy ripped a giant fart next to him in the urinal and said, just reflexively said sorry. And so he was like, the worst part of my day was having to say it's okay to the guy who ripped a giant fart next to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ed, you're right. Ultimately, it's responsible, right? You're in the bathroom. It's going to happen.
Exactly. You got to be mature about these things. Like even farts and poop and doo-doo.
Yeah. Hey, in other news, not to brag, but I have a great toilet situation right now. Because co-host of this podcast, Dave sent me...
blow me up. Full name. Fuck.
People don't know your last name by now?
Check my LinkedIn, I guess.
All right, I'll bleep it.
I just updated it. So if you have a job for me, please do.
Hey, don't dox Dave. All right. Here's his social security number. It's 190.
You started with 1, and I was like, does he know it? Like, does everyone start with 1 though? I guess.
I know it's one of those things where like
I was like, oh,
I remember my buddy and I was like, hey, we have the same like Bank of America first 4 numbers. He's like, fucking yeah, they all start with like 4. Like, yeah, of course. But you sent me a bidet, which was so lovely and nice. And then I also just recently bought a squatty potty. So I am fully evacuating, and then I am cleaning my little dingling hole so well.
Dude, that's like a mech suit for pooping.
Yeah,
you have like an Iron Man poop situation.
My GI is going to be so proud of me.
But you hooked it up? It's good?
It's beautiful.
Isn't it the best? I had to wipe yesterday. Ruined my whole day. Like I felt like because of the friction, it was like I feel like I had like got like I can't say that. Oh my god, I almost said that thing that happens in school. Oh
hey, well I'm already gonna bleep your name.
Yeah, we'll just forget this. But yeah, I wiped.
So I could bleep something else.
I had to wipe yesterday, and it ruined my whole day. Like because I felt the friction and everything, but it was like I have not wiped, so my like the skin, everything has just been perfect. Because sometimes you get a messy poop and you really go in.
Yeah,
it was like I caused trauma to it, and I just knew I didn't feel clean.
It's like when you shave your beard and the skin on your face is just like baby skin, and it's all pink and fresh from being under that bush. But hey, Matt, listen, first of all, congratulations to you and your family on your clean booty hole.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And second, guys, I also have a bidet. Aren't they amazing?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's because my parents got one, and like I don't know, I was hesitant about it, but like I was at their place and I used it, and I'm like, wow, I have never known cleanliness like this, and now I have one for my bathroom, and it's like having an angel gently just kiss your duker after you drop one.
Yeah, 100%. Why would you go back to dry paper after
know.
having like a little
like a
sprinkle?
fucking savage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I'll just get like a tissue, like a thick tissue, like folded, and just pat myself dry, like I'm.
Oh yeah.
I do that. Sure, yeah.
Like I'm a baby in a laundry commercial.
Yes.
Just like just so dainty.
Like a cartoon bear selling toilet paper.
Yeah, those bears should really, at this point, right, 30 years in, get a fucking bidet.
Or just go to the river.
Yeah.
Just let the go up like against the stream, and just that's basically nature's bidet.
Sure, yeah.
Stop fucking cutting down trees and wiping your ass with them, you savages.
But try and make sure it's not like white water rapids, or I imagine the water would just go up your butt and out your mouth.
That's right. You might get some kind of amoeba.
That's just science. That's how that works.
Yeah.
That's true.
What was this podcast about again?
I don't fucking know.
Well, the problem is, I think we, as a podcast that's happened, we're bi-weekly, as in this podcast is two times a week. We finished.
Oh, sure, twice a week for the past 20
read
years.
Every single Bailey School kids book.
That's right.
Tip to tail.
And it's crazy because I would like to look up a number because we read them, but it's like, you lose track because you're so busy reading. And I even went to Wikipedia, and when it says number of books, even Wikipedia just says more than 80.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair answer, right? Like, how many books are there? How many Bailey schools are there? A lot. I don't know.
Yeah, just so many.
That's crazy. I don't think Mrs. Jeepers would allow us to use a Wikipedia as our sources and our bibliography. Am I right? Remember her?
She means business.
From the books that we read?
Yes,
you
that
bet
one
I
book,
do.
and then several other books because she's a recurring character.
Yeah. Yep.
And
anyway,
it's funny because she's the group's teacher, and some of them think she is a vampiress. I'm not reading that word off a screen. It's coming from my own brain. That's why I, had no trouble with it.
That's
right.
Other teachers before her quit.
Yep.
Because of their class.
Yeah, and her family's from Transylvania, and she has a coffin-like box in her basement, but...
Personally, I feel that despite her bizarre family and unusual behavior, it is never known if she really is a vampiress.
Yeah.
That's right. The thing I love, though, is that she appears in all the super special editions.
We know so much about these books that we've all read. You guys
don't even get me started.
Last episode, we, of course, finished book number 51, Dragons Don't Throw Snowballs. Because, we wanted to finish on that, and of course went into the Bailey School Kids Super Special Editions, the Holiday Specials, the Junior Chapter books, Bailey City Monsters, Bailey City Little Kids, but fuck Ghostville Elementary.
Oh, God. Ew.
Yeah.
Trash.
I mean, it was still by our good friends Debbie Daddy and Thornton Jones. But
Mrs. Daddy.
But, so we're done.
We're done. And you know what I feel like we should do now is us being so into this series and just having such a passion for it. Typically we do exactly. Yes. I'm sorry to understate it.
Yeah.
Typically we have our segment at the end of every episode where we imagine our own sorts of Bailey School books, if we could be so bold, which I would never try to show up Miss Daddy or Miss Jones. But what I think we should do is make that our whole episode. Let's do little elevator pitches for Miss Daddy and tell her what our ideas for some stories are. What do you think about that? I just made that up right now.
I'm all about that idea.
That's crazy you just made it up. I feel like the notes that I made for this episode fit it, which is kind of cool that it, I
mean, we are all in sync, much like we are all proud bidet owners.
Yeah.
We all are a collective thought bubble.
Well, first,
what is that called?
One thing I want to know is just, because the main series is 1 through 51. So, what was your guys' favorite book? Just throw me out a number.
Probably 69.
1 through 51.
Yeah.
My favorite was number 17.
17. Oh, you mean elves don't wear hard hats?
Oh, yeah. You know, the interesting thing is that's the book that inspired John Hinckley Jr. to try and assassinate Ronald Reagan.
I knew that. Matt, what about you? Do you have any favorites? Any numbers that...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably it is number 69, which isn't on any list that I could find, but Miss Daddy can confirm that it's
technically
Dobby doesn't eat my bush,
technically,
which is a Harry Potter crossover book.
Technically, it is Dragons Do Eat Homework, so it's pretty close.
Wow.
Speaking of which, that actually ties very closely into my first title.
Yes, please give us your pitch.
So there's a lot right now, kids books. There's like Dog Man and stuff, and like
heard of them.
There's all these like children books that get the highlight, but people don't really give a shit about Bailey School Kids.
So, yeah, which is a travesty.
Except for our, legions of fans.
Of course, our guy.
Fair.
We call them the dropouts.
Yeah.
Oh, every episode we call them that every time.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to give a special shout out to Randy.
Oh, Randy!
I don't know a Randy, but I mean, statistically speaking, there has to be a Randy listening to this right now. Mm-hmm. And you're welcome, Randy.
Right.
You may be even getting Randy listening to this, but so I think one way to bring Bailey School Kids into the cultural zeitgeist. I mean, if you're a rapper, how do you get up? You got to start a feud. So we need to dunk on other big series, not ride their coattails, but like fucking shit on their coattails and then kick them in the face. So I'm thinking, how about the first book? The next one we do is Wizards Don't Have Defined Gender Roles.
Oh,
and we shit on Harry Potter.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
I like that idea.
J.K. Rowling, a known TERF.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we just take her and her piece of shit. And then also on the cover of the book, I think they should be watching Space Jam. And Lola Bunny should have like giant tits.
Sure.
Like the biggest tits too.
I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am pissed that the sexy bunny is now no longer sexy.
Yeah, I know. Talk about that's a big withdrawal from my spank bank.
Yeah. Somebody. Usually it's good for a deposit.
Yeah. I'm looking for more deposits. Excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of got me roped in like that little pen on the chain.
Got me roped in like my ropes have come.
Everyone wanted to fuck that bunny.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I told the story here, right? Have I told the story on this podcast or any other times recorded, perhaps about anything?
Refresh our memory, Dave.
About the guy whose phone was repaired with Bugs Bunny doggy styling.
Yeah.
I think we discussed this, right? Lola Bunny
on a podcast that was discussed.
Worth repeating though.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the only podcast you do, so I don't know what other podcast it would be, but
don't know any. This is it.
Yeah,
is this a podcast? I don't even know. I've just
there is that podcast there is that new podcast that you and your girlfriend do about Digimon.
Oh, that's right, the Digimonsters.
Yeah. Man,
which is tops, I gotta say.
That Tentamon.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I got a Tentamon in my pants right now.
Yeah, but that's my idea, to like take other IPs and just fucking wreck them.
Okay,
like, or just like what do kids like? Like maybe do like Mummies Don't Play Fortnite.
Right.
Yeah. But that's a thing.
Dracula doesn't do Molly and finger bang on the band trip to Disneyland.
Yeah, and that would really change a lot of things. Or if we're doing like current events, we can do like teachers don't make a living wage. and we can release that to certain states where that would be hit home a little bit more, right?
Nurses should make over 100,000 a year by Debbie Daddy.
Yeah. Frankensteins don't vote. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys got?
Let me see. Gremlins don't care about equal justice for minority citizens.
Gremlins wouldn't. That sounds about right.
Yeah, they just
No.
care about getting wet.
Now, Mogwais, on the other hand.
AGAB.
Wait, I'm blanking. Is Gremlins are the bad ones or are Mogwais? Mogwais are the pre.
No, Mogwais are the little cute ones, and they turn
Right.
into gremlins.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll skin your dog.
Yeah.
And that's not a
Pretty
sexual
fucked.
euphemism.
Although
that's-
pretty cool though, right? Like in the first Gremlins when they're wearing sunglasses and smoking cigarettes. That's fucking cool.
Oh, I love when that like one gremlin tries to fuck that dude in the second one.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one.
Oh, the second one's wild. Somebody becomes a big spider and they get electrocuted. And it's like,
I need
Gremlins
to see
2 is a fucking fever dream of a movie. It's amazing.
that. I know. I need to see it.
But
They're in New York
personally-
City, right?
Yeah, but they're in New York, but they're in one building, and everything is in the building. There's like a mall and a TV studio and
Movie
a
theater.
science lab, movie theater. Yeah, everything
Wow.
is in this one building. So like, there's only like 10 minutes where they're actually out in New York doing New York shit.
Right.
it's like,
But
you remember the scene in Ghostbusters where like the ghosts show up and like Ray gets blown by that ghost and then they go into
yeah.
the taxi cab.
yeah,
Like
His eyes
that's
go
like
crisscrossed.
yeah, but that's like a little weird part. It's like, oh, how jokey. Ghosts are weird. Imagine that for an entire movie. Where it's like, this
Yeah.
gremlin's gonna fuck a dude. This one's made out of
Yeah.
lightning. This one is a bat. Like
this one's
that
a spider. This
Ghostbusters-
one's smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have
This
to be
one's
honest,
jerking
I
off
had-
in your Mountain Dew.
I had my first adult dream about the smart gremlin from Gremlins 2.
The smart gremlin?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the smart one that talks.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Tony Curtis that does his voice. Maybe it's like an old actor guy, but like, yeah, he's cool and sexy.
There's
Yeah.
the Flasher
Hey, whatever
gremlin.
does it.
That's right. Is that in 2? I thought that was 1. Was the Flasher Gremlin?
I forget. Literally, he's
I
just
don't
wearing
remember
like a trench coat and with sunglasses and a hat,
the
and he like
point
exposes
is-
himself.
At some point during the creative process of one of these movies, somebody said, "Hey, you know what would be great is if we got this little puppet and made it look like he was showing his dick to a woman."
Right.
Well,
Meanwhile,
again,
they're all naked anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a dick. Like,
Yeah. That's
But
not
if
how
he
they
did-
reproduce. It's like part of the mechanism for the movie is like it's water, not them fucking.
yes, they reproduce asexually,
Yeah.
Unless someone like,
like
jizzed
your
on one.
mom.
Oh, fuck! You got fucked, man. Fuck.
You mean nobody
Damn.
railed my mom? Au contraire.
I was gonna say, what if someone jizzed on a gremlin? Do you think it would just like
I mean,
Well,
there's water in there.
Mine's
exactly?
pretty
But I feel like
powdery.
the DNA would get in there. Imagine if it
Ooh,
was
Matt.
like Matt jizzed on a gremlin, and it's just a gremlin with Matt's face now.
Horrifying and
You know
sexy.
what? Forget Bailey School. Let's just reboot Gremlins.
Debbie Daddy, are you listening? Fund us with some of your Bailey School money, please.
Grundlins, we'll call them.
Let's just not go back to the original idea I had about gremlins being the police and being awful,
Okay.
which is how we got down this conversation rabbit hole
I like it.
about gremlins. Let's let gremlins be fun and cheeky, and
I think it
flash
is.
their little gremlin weenuses at
Yeah.
women.
Let's
Yeah.
make it back. Let's give it back to the kids. It's a Christmas movie after all, with public masturbators and prostitutes that are also fun, lovable puppets.
Yeah.
They're the dark side of, if you take the wrong turn off Sesame Street. You're like, "Ooh, bad neighborhood."
All right.
So any ideas?
I have an idea if I could pitch it.
Pitch me.
And I think I had mentioned this maybe in a previous incarnation to you fellas, but Debbie, Miss Daddy, I'm sorry. I'd like you to hear my title, which is "Ghouls Don't Make Brown," parenthetical, near my wife. And I'm just going to give you a rough outline of the story,
Oh, I
okay?
love it. I
So
love
that
it.
Daddy doesn't have to do a lot of work. And that's what we like. That's what I tell my wife all the time. I say, make it so daddy doesn't have to do a lot of work. What it is we open at a beautiful wedding ceremony.
Love it.
Everybody's having a good time. This is a non-COVID universe that we're in.
Important.
Yes, very important. And we're getting down. We're dancing to fucking Bruno Mars and whatever the fuck.
Wait, are we in it?
Yeah, we're in it.
We should be.
Oh, fuck, yeah. We made it, guys. We arrived.
We're drinking Heinekens and kissing each other on the nose, whatever shit
Like
we do
we
at
do.
weddings. Yeah. And it's wonderful. And this couple, unnamed, who gets married, they buy a beautiful home. They move in. But here's the thing. They have some in-laws who need some help and need some supervision and just need some in-home care, but they can't, these facilities are like $4,000 fucking dollars a month or more.
Woof.
So they're like, just move in with us. We have the room.
And they're
Parents,
like COVID coffins too, those facilities.
They are, exactly.
Oof.
100%. So they move in, but unfortunately they perish at some point. Very sad. Days apart. And the endearing thing about the father-in-law is that as soon as he got into their home, he was a sweet man and didn't mean to, but he would just take the gnarliest shits, just
Love
an
it.
absolute punch out of his asshole every day.
It's those
multiple
old
times a day.
man turds are the worst.
Yeah,
Just foul.
100%. They smell like Polydent and fucking boiled chicken. So that would just happen many times a day. It smelled like a fucking poultry farm in there. And then they perish. And, it's very sad. And then weeks later, they start to smell something, this phantom odor in the home. And it smells like dirty fucking birds that are kept in a little hen house too close to one another. And they're like, "What is that?" It sort of smells like your dad. And the guy's like, "Yeah, it does kind of smell like dad." And this just keeps happening. He smells shit all the time. Just constant phantom shit smell throughout the house. And then one day, he gets home early from work. He opens the bathroom door. There's a ghoul in the bathroom. And he says, "Ghouls don't make brown near my wife." And of course, he says "my wife" in Borat voice.
And
that's my
studio
pitch.
applause. Yay!
Yeah.
Listen,
I for one love it.
Debbie
you.
Daddy would have to be a fucking moron to not immediately greenlight that and get it
Thank
into
you.
print.
Thank you. That's what I think. But, Daddy, ball's in your court. So I wait
potential.
to hear from you.
Crossover potential. So I see that you moved away from Liza and Howie and Eddie. That's fine. So if we don't have named characters, can this be crossed over somehow with the Meet the Fockers universe?
Sure. They could have nipples that are milked.
Dave, I'm glad you brought that up because I think we all had the same idea.
I think so too. I mean, it's not a day doesn't go by when I think about the Fockers and how funny it is because it's close to a bad word.
So
right.
theoretically, this would be the incomparable Ben Stiller saying to a ghoul as portrayed by Robert De Niro,
Yes.
Ghouls don't make brown near my wife.
/ your daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
amazing
great.
that nobody's had this idea yet. It's such
I know.
low-hanging fruit.
And it turns out that it was actually their dead cat who poops in the toilet.
That's right. Yep. And then, Ben Stiller spray paints the tail and whatnot. I remember that fucking shit.
I, for one, hate those movies, but I feel like it's like when something sucks, you need somebody great to really like pick it up and make it great. And Debbie Daddy is that person. She could revitalize. She's like a hero in my eyes. Ed, do you have a good one?
So I have two that I'd like to run by you, gentlemen. The first one, now I'll admit it is a little bit outside of the box. But I think there's been a lot of parallel thinking here today because
Love it. Yeah.
My first suggestion is called Ghosts Don't Go Dookie in the Pool. So this is classic Bailey School Kids, and it starts with our main cast, Howie and Liza and Melody and Eddie, and they're at the titular Bailey School, and they're in swim class. And while they're in the pool, Eddie dookies himself.
That fuck.
And
fucking
the
hate
thing
Eddie.
is, it's not Eddie is, a garbage person.
Mm-hmm.
And he consists mostly on Mountain Dew and Doritos and things like that. So his poops they're never really firm. Is the thing. So he has a big watery splooshy poo in the pool, and there's no covering it. It's just brown, and a wave of brown.
You better not go near my wife.
No, sir. We have covered that monkey business already. But Eddie can't hide the fact that he pooped himself. And he says that it was a ghost. And his point is, after all this time and all the crazy, horrible nightmares that we have endured, can't you just believe that there was a dookie ghost in this pool? And Howie says, no, you shit yourself. And the rest of the book is about Eddie's descent into madness. Because he will not admit that he pooped his pants in the pool.
Yeah. It's very like Trumpian allegory there.
Well, and at a certain point, at a certain point, he can't remember whether he lied about the ghost or not. Maybe the ghost is real. Maybe it is real to him.
Right.
His reality just blurs in a brown haze of diarrhea.
He's Edward Norton from Fight Club.
Ooh, absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Jack's diarrhea.
I am Jack's upset stomach because of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, more like Mountain Don't. Am I right, fellas?
Hell yeah.
Got him.
Baja Blast, more like Ass Blast.
All right, so my second
Gamer
suggestion,
Fuel, more like Gamer Fuel.
With my second suggestion, I wanted to go to a little bit of a lighter tone than Ghost Don't Dookie in the Pool, because that deals with some real serious themes. So, just keep it light, keep it casual. This is Bailey School Kids. After all, it's books for children. So my second suggestion would be called Nazis Don't Grow Rose Gardens.
Oh my God.
In which...
Go on.
Ooh, this is light.
So Howie believes that Melody's great uncle Henry is actually escaped Nazi war criminal Heinz Mueller, who was present at Dachau.
Obviously, everyone knows this.
Howie does the right thing, and he contacts the FBI. And when they come to take Uncle Henry into custody, it leads to an hours-long standoff. And it ends with a tearful confession from Uncle Henry, a.k.a. Heinz Mueller, who confesses to Melody that, yes, he is a Nazi war criminal. And he takes his own life by shooting himself in the head. Okay. And as he bleeds out in the rose garden that he and Melody tended together, Melody contemplates the duality of man.
Oh.
Nothing paranormal happens, because at the end of the day, the real monster is fascism. And in the epilogue, it's more of just a note on the last page. During the events of this book, Eddie died in a go-kart accident.
I think that's a winner.
Wow.
I think that's
not where
a winner.
I saw that going, but I love it.
Wow. I love that.
I didn't want it to be too heavy, like deal with too crazy subject matter. So,
and it doesn't really fit Daddy's, it doesn't fit a Thornton Daddy kind of aesthetic. So would you write this? I feel like you could.
Oh, no. I think Debbie Daddy could handle this perfectly. She is the master of subtlety.
I mean,
I am not going to presume to take the reins of writing a Bailey School book from Mrs. Daddy.
Something I learned today. No, something just kidding. Something I knew always, because we do this podcast every day. Actually, it's a daily podcast now. You guys know that. You listen.
It's not a daily. It's a Bailey.
It's we call it Bailey because that's the name, baby. Did you guys know that? Well, of course you knew it. Debbie Daddy and Thornton Jones wrote every single Bailey School book, all over 80 of them, except for the joke book. So
yes, of course, the joke book.
There's a joke book?
all about.
I asked that as a joke in and of itself because, of course, I read all the books.
Yeah, that joke book would fit right in. That joke would fit right in that joke book. I'll tell you what, man.
Now, who wrote the joke book? Was it jovial Bob Stein?
I've never heard of him. But
you should read some of his jokes. They're pretty good. I don't know any other things that he's written, but the joke books are good.
Sounds like a real nobody to me.
But I think, Thornton Jones and Debbie Daddy need a little break, and the only way to revitalize something is to, give it some new eyes and a new vision. So that's why I'm pitching my idea. This is the title. Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
That's the first book. So maybe, but then in a parenthetical, Snyder Cut. Whoa! Guys, it's the Snyder Cut of Bailey School kids.
Hell yeah. Now, what kind of extra pointless context do we get?
Well, first of all, we read this book. It's around 80 pages?
Yes.
This one is 800 pages.
Absolutely, and not a single page wasted.
Also, the pages are darker. It's hard to read, so you got to work for it because it's kind of like you're just like the kids. You're learning and you are just moving through the haze that is elementary school. And this takes place, same story. Is this teacher a vampire? Is this teacher not a vampire? All we know is that the teachers aren't around because everybody has quit. And then you got Miss Jeepers who comes in, and Eddie is just pulling off these fucked pranks. So he's still doing the stuff where it's like he fills the drawer with shaving cream. But then it gets a little crazier. Like he sets fire to the supply closet, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" He puts this crazy graffiti all over the front of the school and sets fires outside during the PTA meeting and just starts hurting the budget. And just Miss Jeepers after a while just kind of understands that maybe it's above pranking me and it's more of a prank on the educational system and everything that's going on here. Meanwhile, Eddie, we know Eddie. These are not smart things he's doing. Eddie has just he has run out of money and run out of chances. And at this point, he's basically giving himself blood transfusions of Monster Energy drink. He's crazy. He's lost it. He's off his meds. Eddie is just, he woke up on the wrong side of the floor mat. And, but what he's doing has caught the attention of the media and the people, and they're kind of building context towards Eddie to the point where, our teacher sleeps in a box, but it doesn't matter if she's a vampire or not. Why can't she afford a bed? And at the end, they decide maybe she's a vampire, maybe she's not. But Eddie gets arrested, broken out of jail, and becomes the Joker.
The Jonker himself?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is literally no idea why we shouldn't make this happen.
And it's crazy, too. It fits so much because as we know from, hold on, what was it? It was book 37, which off the top of my head, I know is Goblins Don't Play Video Games. That Eddie does have a damaged tattoo on his forehead.
That's perfect.
Not script, though. It was it's actually a sad thing. There was something said damaged, and he just slammed his head into it a bunch of times. It was like a stick and poke, but with a full... Yeah. Brass knuckles, bad incident.
What I like the most about this is that when I read Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots the first time, I had the thought that this should be darker, it should be angrier, and it should be at least 30% less fun.
Yeah.
I am having way too much fun reading this. So, like darker, angrier, and not fun. Zack Snyder, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we love him for it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing I like about your book, Dave, being 800 pages instead of 80, is that whatever happens in the first act, you totally forget by the end. And then it's referenced again, and you have no fucking idea what is going on anymore. And that's just nice. It's like a disorienting kind of like, it really like enlivens your senses and just like keeps you in the now, you know?
I love it. I think too, when you do a Snyder cut, it's genius. It's just so genius. It's the concept. I may have borrowed it, but like, let's say some people, fucking idiots if you ask me, didn't like that first book.
Mm-hmm.
Not us. Don't listen to that episode, but not us for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could go back and be like, oh no, that was that other guy. That was Thornton Jones. And even if it wasn't Snyder's ideas, you could like take out the White Stripes song and put in Nick Cave instead, and everyone will love it.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That's a
now,
great idea.
Also,
if
Eddie is played by, well, maybe not Eddie, but Howie is played by Count Drago, and he doesn't have a shirt. Also, he's a full-grown man, so it's not weird.
Perfect.
He's like a, I don't know, he's just like a guy who hangs out. He's a para or something. You know, he like works in the school, and he's just hot now. Like, he's not a kid anymore, but he's hot. He's like so fucking hot. There's a scene of him walking through water because, you know, like I don't know. You know, school has water. So he's walking through it, and he's got no shirt and tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And like the stuff he says, dude, it's like funny, but like tough funny. And the whole time you can see his nipples, man. And like he's got muscles.
Whoa.
And his shirt, like no shirt, fine. But his pants are tight pants. And you can
oh my god, I'm getting so wet just listening to this.
You can't see his wiener, but like the whole time you're imagining it, baby. And they're talking about a vampire, but like his muscles are out. And you're like, man, I'd like to break off a piece of this man's wiener because he's got so much of it. You could break off the wiener. He's still got like 8 wiener lengths. So many wieners. And that's the Snyder cut.
Now, all right. Now, Dave. First, genius. Just bravo all around. My God. You are beautiful.
Did I mention his hair's long?
No.
He's got long hair.
Wow.
Oh, even better.
Holy shit.
Now, if
But
I may be so
not
bold.
too long it covers his nipples. That's very important.
Oh, you got to see the nips.
We can see his nipples. Shoulder length hair.
Dave is so struck by inspiration.
His nipples.
The muse has taken him.
His muscles are
Ed
big.
keeps starting a sentence.
Guys, his muscles are big. They're big muscles.
How big?
Huge. But
Make him bigger.
But not so big that it's like awkward. He's not like John Cena ripped, but he's like a John Cena you would want inside of you. You know what I mean?
Okay, now does he have tattoos?
He's got oh baby, does he? He has like the hot ones.
Well, here's the thing: are they tribal though? Are they tribal tattoos?
Only if you like, you know.
If they're not tribal tattoos, you can go fuck yourself right
Get
now.
the fuck out of here.
They're tribal, but like they kind of say like he's gonna fuck you tribally. Like he's gonna go intense. Tribal isn't even a verb. And Snyder's there, and he's just cutting. He's picking the shit off the floor that Debbie Daddy threw this on the floor because Thornton Jones took Snyder's cut and was like, people are going to want to fuck Howie. And he's like, that's the point. But he took what they cut and he recut it because he wants to fuck.
Yeah. Tribally
fuck. He wants to be fucked tribally.
Mm-hmm.
Howie, man Howie.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it Howie Day? Do you think Howie Day would be interested in the part?
I mean, it's a book. But it would be interesting if we casted the book. Like, imagine if you were reading, like, I don't know, like Pride and Prejudice, and it'd be like, you know, like Mr. Darcy. It's like as fucking guy who plays Loki. I don't know, girls like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Pride and Prejudice instead of Mr. Darcy, it was Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Like the name was printed in the book.
That'd
I had to Google who Howie Day fucking even was. I don't know why that was in my brain. He does that "You and I Collide" song, you know. You and I collide. Da, 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 da,
Oh, I'm loving this.
da, da.
I don't think I know that one.
Okay, it's not worth knowing.
In my heart, it's by you from now on. That was
Ooh,
a good
baby.
tune.
Thank you. Well, I don't know how it's possible to top that, but I do. Does anybody else have a pitch? Because I got one locked and loaded.
Oh, load us. Give us a load.
Fire away, handsome.
Okay. I just, it's a rough draft. I just came up with this off the dome, but I think we could do zombie dick fall off. And
Love it already. Let me hear some more.
sure, zombie dick fall off takes place, of course, in the Bailey School. And here's the thing about the main characters: you got Howie, a friend to Liza, Melody, and Eddie. He is very logical and intelligent. His dad works for FATS, the Federal Aeronautics Technology Station. You got Melody, a close friend of Liza, and in most situations is the bravest of the group. She is also very competitive with Eddie. You also got Liza. Liza is very scared and sensitive, usually not wanting to resort to methods that will result in others being hurt, even if they are a monster. And then you got Eddie. And I'll tell you what, Eddie is the tough person of the group. He is always making fun of his friends when they believe they see monsters and continuously attempts to prove them wrong. And with
the
these
trivia you know
characters-
about this series is like intimidating.
Yes, I know a lot, as you guys know.
His eyes roll
And,
in the back of his head, and he just pulls those descriptions somewhere.
Yeah. For the viewers, I just gripped the desk I'm sitting at, and my eyes went white.
He
You just squeeze your mind grapes and drink the juicy wine that comes out.
deep inside. There's a filing cabinet, and it's labeled Bailey School. Very important.
Yes, I'm voraciously flipping through them.
Yeah.
And zombie dick fall off is that there's a substitute teacher.
I forgot zombie dick fall.
Yeah.
There's a substitute teacher. He seems cool, but he's like a little bit gray, and like a little bit stinky. There's like flies around him and stuff, and his teeth start falling out. He looks sort of just like a mess, like and he's like a little dirty, like he climbed out of a grave. And one day in class, his skin starts to peel a little bit, and they're like, that's weird. It looks like his body's like disintegrating before us. And then suddenly, without precedent, his dick falls off on the floor. And it makes the most sickening slap you've ever heard. But I'll tell you what, it's a nice hog, and all the kids think so. And that's problematic.
Yeah, but it's all like it's all like gray and like moldy though, right?
Yes, it looks like bologna, which is why this is not problematic. It looks like he went to the cafeteria and was just grabbing a snack and then dropped it. Like he is some nice antipasto. He dropped the capicola and
Some spaghetti. Pasta
and
fagioli.
the pasta fagioli is on the ground now.
Anthony, the family.
Does he say like, "Hey, who wants some charcuterie?" when it falls off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Italians famously saying the word charcuterie.
Yes, they do. This one does.
This one does. And that's basically it. They determine
Book ends there.
They determine that he's a ghoul. Yeah.
Nah. Wait, but how does his dick fall? Is he not wearing pants, or does it like fall off and then roll out the leg of his
Well,
pants?
it's just kind of like tumble down.
It
his
rolls
leg.
out the leg. Yeah.
So like they'd be able to see, like the kids in the front row, able to see like the progression of like the bulge just going down his pant leg,
Correct.
and then flopping out the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
So
correct.
basically,
it
like
unspools at the bottom.
like the scarabs in the movie The Mummy, except
Yes.
a dick in pants. You
Yes.
see the dick crawling
Excellent
its way
visual.
out.
Correct.
But
like
actually,
the snakes in Indiana Jones. Yeah.
this is a note for Debbie Daddy.
Yeah.
Make sure he's not wearing joggers, or else the dick would get stuck at the bottom. I know it's hot; it's a good fashion now, but his dick will get stuck.
No cuffs.
Yeah, because I know I
That's
wear
why-
joggers in case I think I'm gonna, loaf it, and I would need to get him stuck there because I don't want anyone to laugh at me if my loaf falls out. I'll do a little pooper.
Yeah.
That's why we keep you around, Dave, because you think about all the logistical problems about zombie dick fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. It's an important role.
It's not important about the fashion. It's important that this man's googer hits the floor and kids see it.
Googer? Wow.
This came out. I don't know.
Googer, I barely know her.
Oh. So, Ed, do you got anything else?
All right, let me just spitball here. All right. Bailey School Kids was most popular in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And 90s nostalgia is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most popular kids show of the 90s?
Law and Order.
Rugrats.
No. The West Wing.
Yeah. I was right.
So we
I was right.
Same show.
Totally different show.
we remodel.
Same show. Law
Bailey
and Order,
School.
West Wing. It's all about laws, baby.
You're not wrong.
I know. I was right.
In fact, you're right.
You got it.
Howie's the president.
And he's hot.
Melody-
He's got muscles.
Oh, he's
Now,
super hot.
Ed, can I stop you there? Is it Howie Day?
I gotta be honest. I don't know how we feel about Howie Day. I don't know this podcast's opinion on Howie Day at the moment.
All right, let me bring up some.
But he is Howie Mandel.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, Gizmo himself.
Oh, shit. And we just brought it back full circle.
Holy shit.
It has to be Howie Day. Look at this motherfucker.
Oh,
We're going to
shit.
post that to the
Okay.
to the gram.
All right, I'm
Beautiful.
sorry. I'm sorry, Howie Mandel. You're out. Howie Day's in.
Howie Mandel, you're canceled.
Boom, canceled.
Why? If you have to ask, you'll never know.
Then you're canceled.
Look at that.
Wow,
dingus.
look how boyish he is. I love it. Howie Day, good call. Good call by me.
He looks like a man I could fall in love with.
Get in
Just
line.
It looks like someone
lost
needs to lower
in
his
those
hair
eyes.
a little more. But
Yeah.
if you bleach these tips, he'd be pretty Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bleach
even
those
lit.
tips, get him a puka shell necklace.
Sure.
I just want to fly.
All right, so West Wing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. We were going somewhere with this. Okay. Melody is vice president. Liza is secretary of defense. And Eddie is living in a dumpster outside of the White House.
The first dumpster.
And it'll still be spooky ooky stuff, but, you know, filtered through serious Aaron Sorkin political drama.
Okay.
So, well, we could do like just off the top of my head, vampires don't set unfair tariffs on all imported goods
Sure.
from India,
Okay.
Yeah.
or goblins don't filibuster.
I literally was just about to say ghouls don't filibuster. That's why you know it's a good idea. It's relatable.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very topical.
Yeah. Sasquatches do storm the Capitol. That's good.
All right. Well, boys, is it time to roll into our final segment that we do every episode?
I got one more.
Are we done?
I got
You got
one
one
more.
more?
I
Okay,
got one
let's
more.
do it.
We've been thinking about this as a book.
Yes.
I don't think Bailey School, I mean, it's a new generation. Hopefully it'll be a post-COVID world. Kids don't give a shit about books. Books don't sell. What if instead of Bailey School books being books, they were vape flavors?
Such
Fuck
as
yes.
I mean, we don't need to change anything. Like, you think like people would buy a vape flavor that's just called elves don't wear hard hats? Or like Draculas don't drink lemonade? Like, if there was a vape flavor called zombies don't play soccer, people would buy that shit like crazy.
That's true.
And then
This
like
is
The truth
This
would
is
be
just
like,
a
don't do it.
license to print money, is what this is.
Yeah, Wolfmen don't hula dance and give it like a nice like Hawaiian punch flavor.
Yeah, put some pineapple in there. The kids will love it.
Robots don't catch chicken pox. That one could be like KFC flavored vape. Ghosts don't ride wild horses. That could be horse
Dragons
flavored.
don't cook pizza. We make it pizza flavored. It's like ghouls don't scoop ice cream. Ice cream flavor. Boom. It's easiest freaking job in the world. We're millionaires.
Yeah. I want to be a millionaire. Like a little bit.
Be a millionaire too. Yeah, I'd be a good millionaire.
It's pretty cool.
You know what I would do if I had like an unlimited amount of money? I'd have a nice house. Not a giant house, but a nice house. But I would have my own skee ball in the basement.
Oh, skee ball. And would it give tickets?
That rules.
Well, yeah, I'd want to have tickets. So like I'd have like, like bouncy balls and like teddy bears and shit. And I have like one really hard to get prize. Like I'd have like a PlayStation 3 that I could get for like 10,000 tickets.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Which like you already own, but you're making it hard for you to acquire.
Exactly. Because I got to get the tickets to get it. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there.
What you should do is when, you have friends over, you should have like a really good prize. It's like, it's like a mid-level Tesla. And when they, like your friends come over and they get all these tickets, you get all these tickets, and you're like, right this way. And you lead them to a room and they're like, what are you doing? Here's your Tesla. You open it up. There's no floor. You push them in. It's a pit of spider rings.
Brilliant.
Or you trap them. You have all of your people trapped in those like finger traps.
Oh, the Chinese finger cuffs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Like shitty arcade prize I always loved though were the little parachute army men.
Oh, those are great.
Oh, I'd love just like throwing those out the window and shit.
Didn't we play with those at Scumbag Camping?
I'm sure we have at some point.
Fireworks shot them out of it. That's a great combination.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Oh my god, that was so cool.
Yeah. For people listening to this podcast, quit it and go online and find illegal fireworks that shoot army men. It fires, it explodes, and then army men with parachutes fly out. It's very exciting.
Wow, it's so cool.
It's very exciting.
It was cool. They were like Little Johns though.
Yeah.
But it was still really cool because army men are fun. I have, as an adult, on more than one occasion, I have contemplated like going to a toy store and spending like $20 on a big tub of army men.
You have that power now.
Yeah,
I do. See, thing about being an adult is knowing that I can buy all the army men, but at the same time knowing that I shouldn't buy all the army men.
It really speaks to me.
It really makes you think.
I'm very smart.
All right, well, it's time for our last segment, which we do every episode.
Of course.
Read your Venmo transactions.
What?
What's our last segment that we did? Does anybody have a segment?
I think that was it. Let's see. I can read other people's.
Yeah. Read your Venmo statements or what you most recently ordered off Amazon. Our famous segment that we do every episode. Not an endorsement of Amazon. Obviously, Bezos is a monster.
So I was going to say someone named Christina sent something to someone named Wolf for ravioli. Somebody named Emily sent something to someone named Chelsea for dog loaf.
I have my buddy Rich. Shout out Rich.
Hey, I know Rich.
He sent a payment to his lovely fiancée for groceries. That's nice.
Oh, that's super sweet. Someone named Radler sent something to someone named Sean, and they wrote warm meat.
I have somebody named Sydney paid somebody named Kate for that squid drawing. And I gotta tell you, I am intrigued. I really want to know what the fuck that's about.
Someone named Cooper sent something to someone named Colton, and it's BMBW. What does that mean?
BMBW.
I think that's big monster baloney wiener.
I hope it is now.
Bad men wipe butts.
I I like it.
Put a don't in there, and you got a Debbie Daddy joint.
Sure is. I love it. All
Well,
right.
that was our famous, beloved segment where we read all our Venmo transactions.
All right. Top spook and scare.
Wait. Wait. Do we have a source material for that?
No, just anything scare you recently?
Oh.
I saw a spider.
Oh shit!
Spooked me good.
I had a spider in my bathroom the other day.
Oh, gross. That's the worst place to see a spider.
I know. I did let it outside, though. I didn't kill it.
That's good.
Sorry to
Spiders are
brag.
homies.
Yeah.
So spiders, number one. Best dressed.
Probably Dave.
Oh, Dave, you look fantastic today.
Is that your Element hoodie?
No, this is a new hoodie. It's from Target. I needed one to wear under. I got a Marvel shirt on. Thank you. What was the next one?
Thank you.
That we normally do?
Where's the witch?
Where's the
Alt
witch?
title, I think. Well, we already did a bunch of titles, so we can just move on, right?
Yeah. Where's the witch? At home, probably. It's Sunday, day of rest, blue laws.
Witches need a day off too.
Yeah. And of course,
Most luscious liquor.
Mm-hmm. Probably Gene Simmons,
Oh yeah.
right?
Probably.
Quite a
that
little
reminds me of
dangling
one of
tongue on
the
that guy.
titles. Actually, it'll go to one of the titles I didn't say, which was "Fuck Boys Don't Eat Pussy."
You hear that, DJ Khaled?
Oh, got him.
Got him.
Does he not?
Yeah, he had a thing where he like went on Twitter and he was like, I don't eat pussy, I just get blowjobs. And everyone was like, oh, fuck you.
That is misogynistic, and he's a bitch.
Yeah, he is a little bitch.
Fuck him. And as we say at the end of every episode, fuck DJ Khaled.
Fuck DJ Khaled.
Bye.
Remember, go to our Patreon and give us money. Money, please.
Come
want
to my
money.
house and give me money.
Come to my mouse and lick its pussy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.